Hey there, thank you for coming back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, welcome. Today's video is going to be all about my recommendation for transfer-resistant and mass-friendly liquid lip products. Some of these lip products are liquid lipstick, while some other are lip tint or lip stain. However, I have chosen all of them because they have something in common, also something that I look for when I wear a lip product for a long time. These products are all very comfortable to wear and are non-drying to the lips, and there is little to no transferring when worn under a mask. So let's jump right into the video with the first product that I'm going to mention, which is an oldie but a goodie. It is the Peripera Ink The Velvet line. Now, this line is a staple in my collection, and since there are new colors being released almost every season, I always have 3 or 4 of these in my collection. My favorite color at the moment is number 17, which is called Rosy Nude, and this is a newer release from Peripera. This color I would describe as my perfect lip but better, and I can use it as a base color whenever I want to wear a brighter lip color in the center of my lips, or even on its own for a casual makeup day. And this color goes with any style of makeup that I want to put on any particular day. As the name suggests, this product is a velvet tint, and it also has very strong blurring effect. Even if you apply it without any particular technique, you will find that this product is very comfortable on the lips while still being very long wearing. But I have found that the best way to apply it to your lips to ensure maximum wear is by applying little by little, then use a lip brush or your finger to spread the product evenly, and then also to take away any of the excess product on the lips before applying more to the level of pigmentation that you want. And by doing this, I have been able to achieve all day wear with this product, and whenever I wear this, I do not have to worry about it transferring onto my mask at all. Since we're talking about liquid lip products, I figure we cannot leave out 3CE, as they make some very good and pigmented formula of liquid lip with very unique color ranges. The 3 formula I want to talk about are the Velvet Lip Tint formula, the Soft Lip Lacquer formula, and the Blurring Liquid Lip formula. Each of these formula have slightly different texture and also pigmentation level, as well as the feel on the lips. So I want to talk about all 3 of them and also compare them to each other a little bit so that you guys have an easier time choosing the right formulation for yourself. The thinnest formula out of the 3 is definitely the Soft Lip Lacquer formula. Now, because this is a lip lacquer, it is very liquidy, and the finish is also not going to be completely matte, but the pigmentation is quite strong, so you will have to be very careful when applying this product to your lips, and also you will have to control the amount that you apply very well in order to get the maximum amount of wear time out of this formulation. When applied properly though, this product does maintain a dewy effect for a long time, even if you do blot it, and apply in thin layers on top of each other with blotting in between will ensure that you get a very, very long wear out of this product. This product doesn't really have a strong staining effect, but I have found that it lasts quite a long time under mask when applied properly. The Velvet Tint formula, on the other hand, is very similar to the Peripera Ink The Velvet formula, but it is thinner and the pigmentation don't seem to be quite as well packed as the Peripera Ink The Velvet formulation. Nonetheless, because this formulation is thinner and a little bit less powdery than the Ink The Velvet formulation, it is a little bit easier to apply to the lips, and is also a lot easier to apply in thin layers with this particular product. This does not have a very strong staining effect nor a blurring effect that the Peripera Ink The Velvet formulation has, but I do find that it lasts well on the lips and it's very comfortable. Lastly, we have the Blurring Liquid Lip formulation. Now, I have already done a pretty detailed review of this product, which I'm going to link in this video if you're interested in finding out more about this line of liquid lip product. However, because this is going to be the thickest formulation out of the 3 from 3CE that I mentioned in this video, I actually recommend that if you are going to wear this under a mask, the best way to wear it is to actually only wear a little bit in the center and then use your fingers to create a gradation with the product itself. Another line of liquid lip products that are highly transfer resistant, which I have also made a detailed review for, is the Bia Never Die Tint line. These Never Die tints don't feel like velvet lip tints, even though they are, because of how thinly they apply to the lips, and also because of the fact that you will barely feel any of the powderiness that you usually feel when applying a velvet tint formulation to the lips. What I'm particularly impressed by with these products is the fact that the colors are also vivid and the pigmentation does not get worn off even when you wear off some of the products from eating or from rubbing your lips. And I have already tested their longevity in my review video, but there was definitely no transferring with these lip tints when I wore them and tested them. Now, what if you are someone who is not into the matte lips look and you want your lips to look juicy and glossy for the whole long day? Well, then I will suggest that you check out the Rum and Glasting Water Tints. These actually are very long-lasting lip products, even though they give a glossy finish, because they do have very strong staining effect, and the stain that they left on your lips are still very natural looking, while at the same time being quite hard to remove even with an oil-based remover. These glasting water tints apply and feel on the lips like they're lip oil, even though they don't look heavy nor oily. And what I'm particularly impressed with is the fact that even after I rub my lips, or even when I blot my lips off somewhat, I will still see some dewiness that is left over, and my lips will still feel moisturized thanks to the oil content in the formulation. Next, let's talk about some newer products that I have recently picked up and been enjoying. First, the Etude House Fixing Tints. There are currently 5 colors in this range, and I have purchased all 5. I would describe these fixing tints from Etude House as belonging to the ink tint/tattoo tint family of formulation because they apply to your lips like water and feel like absolutely nothing, but they do dry down very quickly and will not budge as soon as they dry. Even though they do give a matte finish, my lips did not feel uncomfortable at all, and because they're so thin, you can layer multiple layers on top of each other without feeling heavy, and you can also adjust the pigmentation of the different colors this way. All 5 colors in this release of the Fixing Tint range from Etude House are very wearable colors, and they include both cool and warm tone shades, as well as base shades and point shades. So I have no regrets picking up all 5 of these colors, and I highly recommend that you check out this new formulation from Etude House, especially if you want something that feel nothing on your lips, stay on all day, and does not transfer onto a mask. Another brand that recently came out with their own ink/tattoo tint formulation is Peripera, and they actually came out with 2 versions, a matte version called the Ink Mood Matte Tint and a dewy version called the Ink Mood Drop Tint. Between these 2 versions of Peripera ink/tattoo tint formulation, I actually prefer the Ink Mood Drop Tint or the glossy version, and I want to talk about why I don't enjoy the Ink Mood Matte Tint very much, even though I do enjoy a pair of matte lips. First of all, I was expecting that the Ink Mood Matte Tint formulation would be quite similar to the Etude House Fixing Tints, as in it should be very liquidy and feels like nothing on the lips, yet will dry down to a matte but comfortable finish. However, I would say that the Ink Mood Matte Tint from Peripera is actually a lot closer in formulation to the Bia Never Die Tint formulation. It feels kind of velvety, and you can also still feel a little bit of the powderiness that you expect from a velvet tint formulation, unlike the Etude House Fixing Tints, which really is like a water when it first goes on. Even though I just said that I don't actually enjoy the Ink Mood Matte Tint formulation as much as I do the Ink Mood Drop Tint formulation, I still think that this is a very good formulation that Peripera made that is long-lasting and will also not transfer onto a mask if you wear it under a mask. And since I just compared the Ink Mood Matte Tint formulation to the Never Die Tint formulation with Bia, if you did not find a color that you like in the Bia range of lip tint, maybe check out this range from Peripera and you might be able to find something that you like. Now that I have talked about the pros and cons of the Ink Mood Matte Tint formulation, let me also talk about why I prefer the Ink Mood Drop Tint formulation over the Ink Mood Matte Tint. First of all, I feel that because the Ink Mood Matte Tint are quite dry, like much drier than the Etude Fixing tints, they are a little bit too drying for the lips, whereas these are a little bit more glossy, though nowhere as glossy as the Glasting Water Tint, so they feel more comfortable and they also look more natural on the lips. Secondly, I feel that the staining effect of the Ink Mood Drop Tint is far superior to the Ink Mood Matte Tint, and even though the colors of the Ink Mood Drop Tint are not quite as deep as the colors in the range of the Ink Mood Matte Tint, they actually are very staining and it's actually quite hard to remove them even with an oil-based remover. So I know that when I wear the Ink Mood Drop Tint, I will not need to reapply throughout the day. Furthermore, just like the Glasting Water tints, these Ink Mood Drop tints give a shine that is not actually very easy to be blotted off, so your lips will always look juicy even if some of the glossiness got blotted off or got transferred over to a mask. My last three recommendations for mask-friendly, transfer-resistant lip products come from a brand that I have not reviewed on this channel before, that is Forenkos. And these three formulations that I want to recommend to you guys are the Tattoo Wonder Velvet Tint formulation, the Matte 2 Tint formulation, and the Tattoo Glass Tint formulation. Let's now take a look at how these three formulations differ from each other. The Tattoo Wonder Velvet Tint formulation from Forenkos does not feel at all like a velvet tint formulation in the best way possible. The texture is quite thin and liquidy, and it is a lot thinner than the Never Die Tint formulation from 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂. You will also not be able to feel any graininess from applying this product onto your lips, which is again something that I usually expect when I use a velvet tint. These Tattoo Wonder Velvet tints don't give a completely matte finish, and I would actually describe their finish as more of a satin matte finish because there's still a little bit of shine that does come through. There is a moderate staining effect with these Tattoo Wonder Velvet tints, but from my test, I know that once they're on your lips, they will not really move or get transfer at all, so you will not need to care about the staining effects very much. The Matte 2 Tint formulation from Forenkos is quite similar to the Tattoo Wonder Velvet Tint formulation, but I personally feel that it goes on even thinner than the Tattoo Wonder Velvet Tint, and it's also dried down much quicker to a more matte finish. So if you want a completely matte finish, you probably are better off choosing the Matte 2 Tint over the Tattoo Wonder Velvet Tint. Even more so than the Tattoo Wonder Velvet Tint, the Matte 2 Tint formulation is completely budge proof, and the color will not go anywhere once you have applied it to your lips. Yet at the same time, I still feel my lips were very comfortable throughout the day, and because the texture of these Matte 2 tints are so thin, I sometimes even forget that I have applied lip products on my lips. And there is not a very strong staining effect with these Matte 2 tints, but I don't think that is something to worry about at all because the colors are budge proof and you will not have to worry about it transferring onto anything. And finally, we have the glossy version of the Matte 2 tints, the Tattoo Glass Tints. This formulation is the newest formulation for lip tints from Forenkos, and I would describe it as a combination of the Peripera Ink Mood Drop Tint formulation and the Glasting Water Tint formulation from 𝑟umN, because it has the same strong staining effect of the Peripera lip tint, but it has the same lip feel and also the same glossiness level of the Glasting Water Tint formulation. Overall, I am very impressed with all three lines of lip products that I have tried from Forenkos. They have such thin texture and are so comfortable to wear, yet at the same time, they're completely budge proof, so I have nothing to worry about my lip makeup whenever I wear these products. The other thing I want to point out is there are just a lot of colors in these lines of lip products from Forenkos, particularly with the Tattoo Wonder Velvet Tint line. There are over 40 colors to choose from, so I am sure that you will be able to find a color that works for you. That is all for my recommendation video today. I hope you have found this video interesting and useful, and please leave any comments or questions you have about these lip products in the comment section below so we can continue talking about them. Please hit the like button if you have enjoyed this video, and also consider subscribing to my channel for more content on Korean beauty in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.